Hey friends, it's Amy Dad, the Keto Queen. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's a Wednesday, it's hump day. Whoop whoop. Guys, I had such a great day today. At work, we had a lot of fun and we are home from work and we're getting ready to make a delicious dinner. So as you guys are jumping on, I'm gonna give you just a couple of seconds before I start mixing up these seasonings. So if you're brand new to my page, you will know that I only cook things that have very few ingredients. And I want to be in and out of my kitchen within 30 minutes or less. 30 minutes or less is what I always strive for. I don't have time to be in the kitchen. Why can't I move this? I don't have time to be in the kitchen all night, and I know you guys don't have time either. So, hey Lisa, how are you? I'm so excited to be home. We're making a simple dish. I've made this a few times. It is in the recipe blog, and the recipe is in this post as soon as I finish the live video. So, don't think you have to remember these seasonings, but it's really easy. This ingredient or this dish has chicken, it's got cheese, it's got heavy cream, and it's got seasonings, and that's it. And I know that sounds like very little, but it is so delicious. So simple but delicious is what I'm titling this video tonight. We're making Mexican chicken. So the chicken itself is absolutely phenomenal. Ricky likes to wrap this in the low-carb tortillas and make a tortilla out of it. I like to put it over a bed of cauliflower rice, or you could do rice to zucchini, or you could do broccoli. Any kind of low-carb side dish would be great with this, whether you pour the cheese sauce over the vegetables or just have it as a side. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up our seasonings. Today I had the greatest day at work. We had so much fun. We went to a large employer in town, and we helped them with a health fair, and our company provided pulmonary function, which just tests the strength and the age of your lungs. And guys, it was hysterical. Like, we had fun doing it, but the employees thought that it was so fun, and they actually kept comparing their ages to each other. So they were trying to beat each other. It was a competition today, and I love competition myself. So I was totally into the game. And we had a great time. So let me go ahead and tell you what we're doing. We're making our seasoning, because the seasoning is what this dish is all about. And I've got this spelled out in the recipe blog, so you don't have to try to remember this. The majority of this recipe is the seasoning. And I've told you guys before, I only cook things or I only buy seasonings that I use. So I don't have a cabinet full of stuff that I only use one time a year other than my pumpkin spice. I might only use that a couple of times a year. But these seasonings are things I use over and over and over. They never expire because I use them up. Number one, paprika. I love paprika. Y'all know I love garlic powder and onion powder. I love oregano. I love Italian. I even have cumin because we like to make Mexican dishes. So cumin, red pepper flakes, like everything I'm using in this are the ingredients that you would use yourself. All right, so I started off with paprika, and we used 2 teaspoons of paprika. Now we're going to use 1.5 teaspoons of cumin, just ground cumin. Make sure that's right. Yep, ground cumin. I want to make sure I didn't pick up the cinnamon by accident. So 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin. And then we're going to break this down to 1 teaspoon of the next few ingredients. So guys, I haven't told you, but Ricky is having a birthday tomorrow. Ricky's going to just get older and older. Tomorrow he's got a birthday, and I'm the most horrible wife because I haven't even bought a card. I've been so crazy busy, I've not even bought a card, so I'm just going to have to tell him I love him in the morning. And then tomorrow night, I think, we're going to go have dinner with my granny because she turned 90 this week, and she did not want us to have a fuss, but we're just going to go to her house tomorrow night, so I'm not going to be live tomorrow night, or I don't think so. All right, if I can open this up, we're going to use onion powder now. I can't use that, it's dirty. Thought I had some open. Hey, babe, will you see if you can open up this onion powder when I use the rest of these? All right, so now we've done 2 teaspoons of paprika. We did 1.5 teaspoons of cumin powder. Ricky's going to open up that onion powder for me. Let's go on to the chili powder. We're going to do a full teaspoon of chili powder, another ingredient that I use over and over. I love all of these seasonings. All right, then we're going to use garlic powder. So 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Ricky's opening that up. It's almost done. I'm just going to put the top back on that. I think I had this open. I do not remember. Oh. I have no idea. Okay, I think this one on the onion powder. So we're just going to close this up. Chili powder I always measure out. All right, and then, here's Ricky with that onion powder. Thank you, babe. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And then we've got a half teaspoon. So we're going down, we're making it smaller and smaller. A half teaspoon now of red pepper flakes. Yes, I like a little spice, Some red pepper flakes. And we've got a half teaspoon of oregano. A half teaspoon of pepper. And we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I know that sounds like a lot. It's perfect, guys. Now, you don't have to use as much as me. If you're not cooking much chicken, you're actually going to have some leftovers, which is always good. You can put this in a little sealed container, and you can use this sauce another time. It's a perfect Mexican blend. So use it however you please. You can use it in taco salad. You can use it in any kind of Mexican or spicy type. Now, the red pepper flakes could be left out, or you could use more. Like, I like spice. I actually think I should do more than a half teaspoon. All right, let me get this out of my way here. Now, we're going to go ahead and take these spices, and look how pretty they are. You can make all kinds of stuff with your own spices, just mixing things up to see what you like best. I'm going to use this spoon and mix it up. So we're going to mix all this up, and we're going to cook our chicken. So I've got a skillet over here, and I've got some avocado oil, and we're going to heat the oil up, and we're just going to cook our chicken right here in this oil. And then we're going to move the chicken out of the way because we're going to make our cheese sauce, which makes very, very fast. The chicken's still going to be warm, but that cheese sauce is going to be really hot. And we're going to pour that cheese sauce over our chicken. And I personally like to top it off with some fresh parsley. I think I've got some in the fridge. I love fresh parsley. Now, I put this recipe over cauliflower rice. You can use any kind of low-carb vegetable you want to. Ricky likes to mix it up in the low-carb tortillas. However you like, have fun with it. All right, now, I'm going to go, ooh, almost threw that oil right out. All right, I'm going to take my chicken here. I took the chicken. Look, have you ever used these? My mom bought these for me. She said instead of having to wash your cutting boards every night, because I use them almost every night, just use the paper ones. This is from Dixie, who's moving into our town. Dixie, I'm trying to get that job. So Dixie has paper cutting plates. What in the world? Isn't that fabulous? All right, so now we're going to take this chicken. We're going to turn this heat down just a little bit. We're going to put it into this skillet with that. Ooh, oh yes. You hear that? We're going to stick this in here really, really quickly, and we are going to go ahead and season one side of the chicken. That is hot. And I love this skillet because I can put all this chicken in here. I love this skillet. I got it from Walmart. Love Walmart. I actually think I need a little bit more oil. Woo! Oh, it's hot. Hot, hot. Get back, puppies. Get back, puppies. All right, now my hands are dirty. That's okay. I'm just touching this seasoning, and I'm going to use it all up. So I'm going to season one side of the chicken. Hey, babe. Don't forget, you have to leave early enough to get you some gas. What time are you leaving tomorrow? How long's the drive? What time are you supposed to be there? Yeah, make sure you're leaving plenty of time. You never know. All right, so we're seasoning one side of this chicken. Oh, you can't even see it. What in the world? You can't even see it. Love you, babe. All right, my son just came to get the car. All right, let me throw this away. All right, let me wash this hand real quick, and then I'm going to come right back. You might have to add some little soap. It's not pumping out my soap. Very good. All right, I thought you turn that down just a little bit. We don't go crazy with it. Let me get a fork. My pincers. Whoop. What in the world? What happened over there? What happened? There they are. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn these over so that I can season the other side. Can you see those? I mean, they're seasoned really, really well. Don't be afraid of the seasoning. The seasoning is what makes this dish delicious. It makes the chicken and the cheese sauce absolutely delicious. Like I said, I like to serve this over a vegetable. If you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comments. I'm fixing to come and check and see if you guys have questions for me. You can use butter or avocado oil. It doesn't really matter. I like avocado oil. You can use, oh, I'm almost out. You can use olive oil if you want to. You just want to cook this chicken. So let me season this side. Now, I put my dirty chicken hands in this while ago, so I can't save this. But if you have extra, you can save it. I'm going to use all of mine, I think. It's a lot of seasoning. I hope so. I don't like wasting food. But I did put chicken guts in there, so I'm not going to save it. I should have washed my hand before I started sticking my fingers in there. You can use cabbage. I've got leftover cabbage from last night. That would be really good too. And you can either pour that cheese sauce over your vegetable, or you can just eat your side dish separate. But that cheese sauce, seriously delicious. All right, while we're waiting on that chicken to cook, let me see if you guys have any questions for me. I will call my mom back in just a couple of minutes. If you guys are new to my page and you want some getting started tips, put getting started in the comments and I would love to send them to you. Oh, Linda says both chicken to make creamy sauce with heavy whipping cream, and I forgot how to make the sauce. Chicken to make cream sauce. There's so many recipes, Linda. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Francis says, hey, Ricky. Barbecue chicken slaw. Yes, Carol, I'm glad you like that. Francis, you always tell Ricky hello. Thank you. You're so sweet. And they're all saying happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Is he 53? No. Let's see. Linda says my early birthday, Ricky. My baby son is Ricky, and he's 53. Well, they're almost the same age, Linda. Ricky is turning 49 tomorrow. 49. Can y'all believe that? He looks amazing. For 49, he looks wonderful. 3 cookie sheets full of chicken this morning. Wow, that's awesome, Sam. That's a great idea. I'm checking to see if you guys have any questions while we're waiting on this chicken to cook. I'm making the green bean chicken casserole. Stephanie, you have to come back and tell us that you loved it because it is fabulous. Oh, man. That was so good. I actually posted it today a second time this week just to make sure no one missed it. We're going to go ahead and flip this chicken. And you'll see it looks delicious. I'm fixing to move it over to a plate. Because as soon as this chicken is cooked through, we're going to be ready for our cheese sauce. So let me grab some butter out of the refrigerator. What we're going to need for the cheese sauce is a butter and heavy cream. And I like to use extra sharp cheese. So I've got a cup of extra sharp cheese already shredded over here on my second disposable cutting board. I love this disposable cutting board. So I've got my cheese over here, and you need about a cup. I like extra sharp cheese. You can use whatever you like, but for this dish, like the extra sharp is what I found to have just absolutely perfection with the Mexican seasoning. Hey Terry, Dad is doing really, really well today. Thank you for asking. He's got a few more chemo treatments, and then he will finish off, as far as we know right now, with immunotherapy once a month. And we're just praying that immunotherapy continues to keep him doing so well, because he really is doing very well on this chemo. So that's our prayers specifically. If you guys are praying for my dad, Joe Grace, the prayer is that when he's finished with this chemo, that immunotherapy keeps him feeling just as amazing as he does right now. Now, I'm not saying he's perfect. He's tired. But that's okay. Like, we can deal with that. He can deal with that. We can all deal with that. So our prayers are that he just keeps feeling great. All right, let me get some butter and heavy cream. All right, and I'm going to start putting all these seasonings up. I got my cumin right here because I don't use it every day. All the rest go right here in my handy dandy drawer because I use them so often. And that's what I was saying. I don't buy things that I don't use. So a lot of recipes will call for things that you don't use. Not me. I'm only going to buy the stuff that I actually use because I don't like to waste the money. Green bean chicken casserole, Becky. Oh, it's in the link, girlfriend. It's in the link. My recipe link is amyketoqueen.com. amyketoqueen.com. And when you go to the recipe link, there is a menu at the top. So there's 3 pages. There's a little bio, tell you a little bit about me. And then there's trial packs of our ketones, and then there's recipes. So go to the menu and recipes, and you'll see a lot of great recipes on there. I hope you guys enjoy. My mom bought those, Terry. My mom bought those cutting boards for me at Walmart, I think. Thank you guys so much. You just don't even know how much we appreciate all y'all's prayers. Like, seriously, I can't talk about it today. but I appreciate it and we feel it. So keep them coming, keep them coming. All right, I gotta get me a clean knife because we're gonna use 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm fixing to move this chicken. And I know y'all hear those squeaky toys. Frankie Sue is going to town in the living room with that squeaky toy. So we want to make sure our chicken is cooked all the way through. That is a thin piece of chicken. I know it's done. Now these thicker pieces, I'm going to let continue to cook for a few minutes. But these little thin pieces, I don't know about you guys, but when you've been in the kitchen so long, you kind of look at your food and know it's done. If you need to put a thermometer in it, do that. If you need to cut it, do that. I'm just going to keep flipping these fatter pieces. Frankie! Mama is in here trying to talk to her friends. Frankie said, well, come talk to me, Mama. That's what she's saying. She got her hair cut today. All right, I'm just flipping this chicken. These 2 are done, and look how thin they are. I like to cut my chicken really thin. So what I do is buy a regular pack of chicken, and I just cut them in 2 to make them thin pieces. The reason I do that is because they'll cook a lot faster, and they go a lot longer as far as further. Ricky can eat 3 or 4 thin chicken breasts, but it's still just, or thin chickens. So it's still 2 pieces of chicken that's just cut thin. So it looks like there's a whole lot more. And a lot of times when you cut thin pieces of chicken, you actually get full. So it might be a smaller piece of chicken, but you just don't eat as much. I personally do it primarily because it cooks faster. I want to be in and out of the kitchen. Let's see. Thank you, Gloria. I see that. Thank you so much. So if you guys are new here and you want some getting started tips, put getting started in the comments. I'd love to get you started making simple changes that will reflect long-term success. 5 years now. This page has been running for 5 years, and that's because I love it. I love to help you guys, and you don't have any idea how much you've held me accountable to my own lifestyle change. You guys have held me accountable because I can easily get off work and be like, oh, I just want to stop and get something. Surely I can get a boneless burger at McDonald's, even though that's not the horrible choice. It's not a good choice. I can do that every day if I wanted to. But no, when I get off work, I'm like, okay, I got to go cook for my friends. I got to cook for my friends. It's going to keep me accountable. It's going to keep me on track. It's going to keep my weight loss down. And I just feel fabulous 5 years later. So this page is for you guys, but you have no idea how much you actually have helped me. So thank you for always coming back. All right, these are looking really good. They're kind of thick though, so I'm going to keep on letting them go. Let me tell you what we're going to do with this cheese sauce. I'm drinking my ketones because it was so crazy that I didn't even get in my second ketone, and I love to have them 2 times a day. Ellie Mae, is that you, girl? All right, so for our not cream cheese, for our cheese sauce, all we're going to do is get the seasoning out of that same skillet. So we're not dirtying another dish. We're just going to wipe that out. And we're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of heavy cream. And as that heavy cream starts to thicken, we're going to add in our cheese. So I've got about a cup of extra sharp. And then we're going to season it. So we're going to put just a little bit of seasoning. We're going to do a 4th teaspoon of salt. Get that ready. 4th teaspoon of salt, an 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a 4th teaspoon of paprika. So we are going to season that cheese sauce with just a tiny bit of seasoning. All right, guys. I don't know if you really want to watch this while we're just waiting on this chicken. It's almost done. I'm fixing to take it out, though, that way I can show you how to mix up the cheese sauce real fast. I really think these are done, and if they're not, I can stick them in the air fryer a second. Look how pretty they are. I mean, that looks beautiful, does it not? Oh, yes. Looks really good. Good chicken right there. So it's seasoned heavily, and that seasoning is what makes this dish fantastic. So we're going to take a paper towel and clean this out real fast. It's okay if you leave a little bit in there. All right, we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of butter, and that is 3 tablespoons. Just throw it in there. I don't want to cut it. So 3 tablespoons of butter tonight. I usually use 2. And we're going to let that melt, and then we're going to add in a cup of heavy cream. right, I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in as the butter is melting. 2 tablespoons of butter, a cup of heavy cream, and you really don't have to make a whole lot more cheese sauce because this is actually the perfect amount for about, I think that's about 1.5 pounds of chicken. If you want to, you can always make more. You can save the cheese sauce for another dinner, but it's really not necessary. It's a perfect amount. All right, so the cayenne pepper, we're gonna do an 1/8 teaspoon. Oh, right here. I think I got an 1/8 on here. Yep, that's just a little bit. I mean, that's a little bit, tiny bit. Hey, Frankie, too. Hey, my little baby got her hair cut. All right, we're gonna put a little cayenne, 1/8 teaspoon. We're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Fourth teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. Those dogs are having fun in there with that toy. All right, now we're gonna turn this sauce up about mid-heat just to make sure it starts to simmer. And then we're gonna turn it down to a simmer. Or I'm sorry, we're gonna turn it up till it starts to boil and then turn it down to a simmer. Doesn't take long at all for that to start thickening up. Guys, this recipe is in the post. As soon as I finish this live video, you'll see the recipe link in the post that goes direct to this. But then you also can use that recipe link to go to the menu bar in the top left-hand corner and search or just scroll for more recipes. All right, you don't need a spoon with the slots in it because you want to get all of this cheese sauce on top of that chicken. So we're gonna stir this just to make sure all the seasonings are combined. And it's starting to boil now, so I'm gonna turn it down to a lower heat. The last thing we're gonna do is add our cheese. Now I want to let it thicken just a little bit. That is just pure heavy cream. We want it to simmer so that it starts to get a little thick, not really thick. Just as it starts to thicken, we'll add the cheese because the cheese will also help it thicken a little bit. So we're just gonna do a little bit after it starts to thicken up. We'll add the cheese and pull it right off the heat and pour it right over our chicken. If you've got some fresh if you got some fresh parsley, I love to put a little fresh parsley over the chicken and the cream. Oh yeah, see that? Y'all see that? So I'm gonna take it just a second. So I'm going to use some Green Giant frozen cauliflower rice. And this is what I'm going to put. Place unopened bag standing up 5.5 to 6 minutes. That means 6 minutes for me. Let me put this in the microwave. I should have done that already. My cheese is gonna be ready for my cauliflower. So I'm gonna use cauliflower rice as the base of my plate. And then I will put the chicken over the cauliflower rice and then pour this delicious cheese sauce over the chicken. And we have got a beautiful plate that is going to be delicious. Again, if you don't want to use cauliflower rice, you can use any low-carb vegetable you want to. And you can still use it as the base of your plate or just a simple side dish. Ricky likes to wrap this in tortilla shells. He does not like cauliflower rice. And there's only a few times that I get to have cauliflower rice. And I just don't a lot because Ricky doesn't like it. That's one thing he doesn't like, so I try not to make too many recipes with it. But I like to use it as a base in those cases. That way he can leave it off if he wants to. Thank you, Judy. You're so sweet. I got this at Buckle, I think. Yes, I got this sweater at Buckle. I got this one with the blue and like gold color blocks, and then I got one with like a beige and cream color block. So I love color blocks. All right, now see the difference, guys. A while ago it was like pure water. See how it's dripping a little slower, so it's starting to thicken. We're almost done with this sauce. As a matter of fact, if I wanted to, I can go ahead and put that cheese in right now because the cheese is actually going to make it thicken too. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn this all the way down the lowest heat possible. And we're just going to add our cheese. This is about a cup of extra sharp. And you guys have been on this video from start to finish, so I don't think we've been in here 30 minutes. Maybe we have, I don't know. All of my recipes take 30 minutes or less. So I done a little talking. But 30 minutes or less is what I am striving for in the kitchen because I'm busy, I'm tired, and I don't want to be in the kitchen all night. I want to cook, I want to clean, and I want to enjoy my evening with friends and family every single night, if at all possible. So here we go, guys. This is looking fabulous. I know you can see it over there. It's going to continue to get thick because the cheese just made it a little thicker. And as it continues to simmer, the heavy cream is going to get a little thicker. Now, if you forget to turn this off the heat, and it gets too thick, which you will know because it will be really, really thick to pour over your chicken, or it'll be string cheesing, or yes, that looks amazing, doesn't it? This is the cheese sauce, guys. Look at that. Oh, it looks amazing. You can put this over anything you love, but this, along with that Mexican seasoning on this chicken, guys, fabulous. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to get off here and fix our plate. And the recipe link is in this post. Y'all have a fabulous night. And if I can help you with anything, just reach out and let me know. Talk to you guys later. Bye.